So, most people are going to try and make driveway curb. They're going to say, oh, I need to make a special template, like component, I'm going to build drop curb. No, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is actually leverage the model that's there. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do on this one is we're actually going to leverage a parametric constraint. It's just a capability. What this means is that Scott built me a component that's got some areas in there where he added labels, and I can manipulate that label to change the variable. So if it says curb height, and the curb height now is 6 inches, I can say, I want it 1 inch, something like that. And so I'm going to leverage that over a range. And so just to advertise that very quickly, I'm going to go into our edit tools. I'm going to come down to our create parametric constraint tool, and when I execute on this and select my model, so I'm picking my model, it asks me where to start and where to stop. So I'm going to come through, and I'm now going to use these driveway drop curb start and ends. We drew some lines there. They're a little bit further out. And what he had figured out was what the transition length was going to be to go from the 6 down to the inch. And so we're going to look, and there's what's called a label. Now I do use the constraint label drop down on the active dialog because it can be very long. So a couple tips. This is just how I do it. If you know and you're very organized about your label names, you know we can fast find based on the letter you key. So if you hit the letter, it'll jump down through the alphabet to that letter. And so if it's something like a curb height, and I hit say C, it would go down to the first thing that says C, which of course there could be curb height, curb width. It'll get me in the ballpark. But personally, I always suffix with left and right. And the reason is a lot of times when I'm doing this, when I do the left one first, then the next time I do the command for maybe the right side, I just hit the down arrow and then I accept because I know it's alphabetically the second one in the list. I'm faster just because of using the suffix. If I prefix with left and right, well, that's useless. Now I've got a whole gajillion L's and a bunch of R's. I can't even find curb. I mean, it's just not elegant. So I'm a proponent of suffix, if you can't tell. But in here, I'm going to come down. We're going to go find that curb height. So this is on the right-hand side. Notice we have a right and a left because Scott wanted to make sure that when we change it, it just doesn't change all the curbs everywhere. That would be bad. So he's given me left and right independence. And so I'm going to go ahead and change the curb type 1, curb height right. And it loads the defaults. It says, right now, it's a 6-inch start, 6-inch stop. Well, yeah, it's a 6-inch curb height. And what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set that value over the range to 1 inch. So we're going to do 0.083, 0.083. All right? Now when I accept those values, it's going to push it down. There you go. That's easy. Now I'm a bit of a nerd because I know some agencies, they actually have, it's like a inch on the front, 2 inch on the back. You could do that too because you've got like a little slope in there too. If you're really that worried, because I am sometimes, especially when you're doing a lot of the modeling in those areas. But for today, we just wanted to do a simple one. So that is how you would do that. And at this point, we're going to stop. I'll let you guys go get your drinks.